So a while ago I made a video where I said this: if it really is just as bad on both sides, prove it. And essentially what I was saying in that video is, if you're a person who thinks that the left and the right are just as bad as each other, or if you're a person who thinks that the left is actually way worse than the right, that's fine, but you should be able to demonstrate evidence for that claim rather easily too. You should be able to show me some empirical data that supports that claim. You should be able to show me some receipts, some proof. So anyway, I came across this video by this conservative guy on TikTok, you know, this guy.
This is a liberal ordering coffee. Yeah, I'll take a coffee. Equal cream, equal sugar. Equality!
Hilarious. But yeah, he made a video making his case as to why the left are actually the bad guys. And, you know, I'm open to a good argument if you've got one. I'm not optimistic, but I'm open. So let's see how he did.
You're a Republican? Shh. There's a bad stigma with that. Unlike the left, who locked us down for 2 years, we're okay with people not being allowed to go to church or attend a funeral or have a wedding, kept us all from seeing our grandparents, didn't let kids go to school.
All right, so like the first 5 things that he said were all the same thing, right? They were all like the lockdown during the pandemic. So let's break this down here. First of all, it wasn't the left who like did the lockdown. And also the lockdown didn't just arbitrarily happen out of nowhere for no reason. This guy seems to think that like the left all came together one day 3 years ago and decided to fascistically lock everyone in their homes and not let them go to church and not let them see their grandparents just because they were trying to be tyrants controlling people's freedoms. But what actually happened, if you'll remember, is there was a global pandemic affecting every country in the world. It wasn't really a political situation. It was just a situation. It was only politicized by people on the right when groups like the World Health Organization came out with public health and safety guidelines, because there was a global public health and safety emergency threatening to kill millions of people, you see. And the only thing that people on the left were guilty of in that very difficult, tragic, global situation was being more willing to go along with those public health and safety guidelines than people on the right were. Nobody was like stoked about quarantine or lockdown. It sucked. It was an uncomfortable, difficult sacrifice that many people on the left were willing to make if it had a chance of serving the greater good. Like, we're just at the start of his video, and already one of his biggest pieces of evidence that the left is worse than the right is that the left seems to be, in general, on average, more willing to make personal sacrifices to save lives and serve the greater good than the right is.
And now that they are back in school, they're okay with pushing sex ed on children. Kindergarten, first grade.
Yeah, citation needed, I guess. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're just making shit up. I have a really strong feeling that what you're actually talking about is teachers being willing to be open with kids of all ages about the fact that gay people and trans people exist. In fact, I'm almost certain that's what you're referring to. So the left is guilty of acknowledging that queer people exist in front of kids, and this guy thinks that that's really bad because this guy's a bigot. So score one more for the left.
Trying to completely discredit women by having a man win Woman of the Year.
I regret making this video, but I already started, so let's just keep going. Is that actually what you think? Is that honestly what you believe? Is that the goal of people on the left who are trying to be inclusive and accepting of trans people is to discredit women? You think that when people on the left say trans men are men or trans women are women, they're saying that to discredit women? Yeah, you probably do think that. Well, that's not why we say that. We say that because we believe it. And we say that because we're aware that there are a lot of people like yourself in the world who are really, really horrible to trans people. You treat them terribly and you try to push them into the margins of society because you don't think that they are valid people who are worthy of your respect. And we on the left simply disagree. We believe that they are valid human beings who are worthy of respect and dignity. And let's get two things straight here. First of all, Caitlyn Jenner's on your team, all right? Don't try to put her at our table. She can't sit with us. And second of all, I don't think that Caitlyn Jenner should have gotten an award for Woman of the Year. But I don't think that because Caitlyn Jenner's not a woman. She definitely is a woman. I just think she shouldn't have gotten the award because Caitlyn Jenner sucks.
Forced us all to take vaccines unless you wanted to be fired from your job or not be able to see loved ones in the hospital.
Yeah, again, vaccines are not the invention of the political left. Vaccines aren't inherently political. It's just medical science. And again, the left wasn't like super excited about having to get a bunch of shots. We were just in a difficult situation where getting those shots could potentially save many lives, and more people on the left were willing to do that than people on the right were. So I guess the left here is guilty of being more trusting of medical science and science in general, and being more willing to take on personal risk and endure personal discomfort if it means potentially saving lives. Score one more for the left.
And to top it all off, they bully and harass and try to cancel anyone that has different beliefs.
Like, what? Nobody likes bullying or canceling people they disagree with more than the right. Case in point, this you?
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, it's an L from me. You got a big ol' L. You did a really bad job. That was really bad. I hated that. Okay, bye.